CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. Sault Ste. Marie Police and Garden River First Nation are asking for the public's help in a 3-year-old missing persons case. Jake Corbiere was last seen on March 12, 2023 in the 0 to 100 block of Churchill Avenue between Farewell Terrace and Peoples Road. They were 38 when they went missing and now 41 years old. Corbiere is described as 5 foot 10 inches tall with a thin build, brown eyes and short brown hair. They may have 3 piercings in their left ear, a dragon blade tattoo on their left forearm and a dragon tattoo on their right shoulder. Garden River First Nation is offering a $25,000 reward for anyone who provides information that helps find Corbiere. Moving now to the weather, and we received some sunshine today. Will this trend continue? For that story and much more, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
The words short-lived, one word or two, but short-lived anyways. We're going to get some snow tomorrow in the forecast, Tony. Our systems map, courtesy of CAA. Get your membership today at getcaa.ca. Okay, so we got rid of one storm. In comes the snow this time, but no freezing rain, no ice pellets or rain. This is going to affect parts of Northeastern Ontario for tomorrow. We'll get into some of the details. We'll get a bit of a break on Saturday, Tony, then back to snow on Sunday, possibly Monday as well. So details coming up just minutes away. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Greater Sudbury Police are looking for information about a multi-vehicle collision yesterday. The 4-vehicle crash happened around 4:30 p.m. yesterday on Elm Street between Big Nickel Mine and the LaSalle Extension. Based on the initial investigation, police believe a black Tesla lost control, crossing the center line into oncoming traffic. 2 drivers were sent to hospital with serious but not life-threatening injuries. 4 others sustained minor injuries. Police at North Bay are thanking the public for their assistance after an arrest was made in the break-and-enter at a financial institution Sunday. Police say they arrested a suspect Tuesday in the Main Street East and John Street area. One officer was sent to hospital after a police struggle ensued when they tried to arrest the man. A search of the suspect revealed an edged weapon and a small amount of fentanyl. He's been held in custody pending a bail hearing. The second suspect in the break-and-enter has not been identified or found. The bus drivers' strike with routes along West Nipissing, North Bay, Parry Sound is into day 14. CTV's Madison Merrier explains the risk after 15 days of the labor disruption.
The around 60 bus drivers on strike have received an email from their employer, Alouette Bus Lines, that says in part the contract contains a clause that permits the consortium to terminate the contract in the event there is a labor disruption that lasts more than 15 days. The union president says they've not seen the clause and that this information has only come from the email Alouette Bus Line sent to its drivers.
It's kind of a risk for both, right? Because if the routes are pulled, then obviously there's no routes for the employer to put buses on. There's no buses for drivers to go on to. But at the end of the day, there's other bus companies that could potentially pick up those routes. So there's employment there. So it's not going to affect the members on the picket line as much as it's going to affect the employer.
The negotiations are still in a stalemate, with Alouette Bus Line's final offer of increasing drivers' hourly wage by 37 cents to $1.09.
They are still standing firm on what they're fighting for, right? They want that livable wage. And whether the contract gets pulled or not, because I mean, it could just be a scare tactic, right? So, but they're holding strong on that, and they're saying, no, we're not returning until you can provide us with a reasonable offer.
In a statement to CTV News, the company said the union representing Alouette Bus Line's drivers elected to strike after rejecting the company's offer, which included nearly a 15% wage increase over 3 years that would place drivers among the highest paid in the region.
I think it's still like a slap in the face, right? Like there's still folks out there, other companies out there that are being able to provide more for the same service. And to have these folks doing the same thing for less really is a slap in the face.
We reached out to the consortium for a comment on the contract's clause. However, we did not receive a response by our deadline. It's unclear what will occur past Friday, March 13th, with the contract's uncertainty. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
An update tonight on the roof issues at L'École Catholique Nouveau Regard in Cochrane. Officials say now that snow has been removed, repairs to the roof will be necessary. Meanwhile, they're considering two scenarios to get students back in classrooms. One option would be a return to in-person learning in the wings of the school, not affected by structural damage. The other would be to resume learning in other locations in the community. A committee has been meeting to determine the best solution. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, let's go to the Elliott Lake Fire Tower lookout. This shot is courtesy of that city. It's -2 degrees. We're back in just a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back. It's been a great afternoon. Sun, some cloud, depending on where you live. And of course, I've got the forecast for the next little while. The snowfall accumulation, not significant. Let's begin with Friday anyways. But first, our forecast radar. We've got a system moving in after we managed to get rid of at least the dreaded one with the freezing rain, ice pellets, rain, and what have you, and some snow. But now things are looking better, at least for tomorrow. In Greater Sudbury, only 2 centimeters during the day, 2 to 4 at night, -4 your expected high. The snow starts at around noon. Saturday, chance of flurries, -4. That's your break this weekend. Then some snow on Sunday and Monday. Right now, those numbers will keep it a deep, dark secret. Environment Canada hasn't let the cat out of the bag. -6 on Sunday, -2 your high on Monday. Now for the Soo and Algoma, 2 to 4 centimeters tomorrow evening, 2 centimeters in the afternoon. A little earlier than Sudbury, -2 the high. Sunshine Saturday at -3. Here we go. Snow Sunday and Monday, -3, -6. And the chance of flurries on Tuesday, a high of only -9. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of flurries pretty good, but the snow will start perhaps later on tomorrow evening into Saturday, -6. Nothing significant now for tomorrow, though. Saturday, some sun and cloud, -6. Chance of snow on Sunday, -7, -8 snow on Monday. Here we go now with Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake. A chance of flurries during the afternoon, 2 to 4 centimeters by tomorrow evening, -3 your expected high. Chance of flurries on Saturday, some snow on Sunday, and Monday, -6 and 0. Monday, by the way, the start of March break, so kids are going to win either way. There's no school, so they can play in the snow. Hey, why not? Here we go now with North Bay, West Nipissing. 2 centimeters tomorrow, 5 centimeters tomorrow evening in the forecast, -2. Chance of flurries Saturday, -3. Snow Sunday, -3. And more snow in the forecast Monday, +3 degrees. So you go from -3 to +3. Tony, that's your forecast. So the amounts of snow, not too bad for tomorrow. We'll have to keep a close eye on what's happening with Sunday and Monday. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. The HSN Foundation is recognizing what it calls a transformative gift of $1 million. The money will support modernization of the hospital's medical device reprocessing department. CTV's Lindsay Alick tells us more.
When donors choose to support Health Sciences North, they are not simply investing in equipment or buildings. They are investing in the people.
Health Sciences North Foundation has received a $1 million donation from the FDC Foundation.
They actually didn't want to be here today because they really wanted the celebration to be about the people who are doing the work.
The donation funded a new high-capacity cart washing system and a low-temperature sterilizer for the medical device reprocessing department, which officials say will modernize workflow, reduce manual labor, and ensure surgical instruments are prepared to the highest safety standards.
We're making sure that the right instrumentation is properly assembled, sterilized, ready to go for any type of procedure. So people think about the operating room, and that is 85% of what we do. But we also have trays, and we have things like small as bedpans and wash basins that are used throughout the whole hospital.
20 to 30 carts like this are processed every single day. Sherrington says with the addition of the second washer to be installed sometime in April, the hope is that all hand washing could be eliminated. Unfortunately, over the last year, the current washer has been unavailable at least 7 times.
Right now, with only one cart washer, we can't get all this stuff done that we need to in just that one. We are washing stuff by hand, which is less than ideal when you're trying to disinfect things. The cart washer cycle is just over 30 minutes for most things, but the sterilizer, if it's in steam, is going over an hour. So it's a 4 to 6 hour cycle to get something back on the shelf.
The FDC Foundation has made several donations to HSN since 2019, starting with a gift to the Donor Milk Program and a significant donation to the MRI campaign. And Keating says there are more donations that will be made in the future. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Bringing people together at the table, coming up on CTV News at 5. Every new family in Sudbury is receiving a cookbook and recipes from around the world. DIY Community Health Timmins is growing. The nonprofit organization has acquired Jan's Closet thrift store, and officials say this development will allow it to improve services and form partnerships with other small businesses. More now from CTV's Lydia Chubak.
With a building permit already on display, DIY Community Health Timmins is getting ready to expand. It's recently acquired this thrift store known as Jan's Closet, but it will soon have a new name to reflect the vision DIY Community Health Timmins has for this space.
So we wanted to create a safe, accessible way for people to do that, share their strengths, share their talents, get together with their friends, meet new people. So we wanted to create a safe place for that. And it just seemed like the right opportunity and the right time to move forward with a little bit more of our program expansion.
The intent is to design a welcoming place for people to gather and explore opportunities, to learn new skills, engage in art, and also work towards employment.
We're going to be creating a cafe that's very much geared towards that idea of artist collaboration, musician collaboration, community collaboration, and just a safe place for people to come together and work on projects together. So I encourage people to come by, check out the store, and if they're interested in participating in the cafe or the idea of an artist collective, share your ideas with us.
Owl's Nest and Bound and Twisted are two local businesses that believe in what DIY Community Health wants to achieve with the expansion. Growing food to sustain the kitchen is one way they're showing support.
I think this place is really open to seeing different opportunities and exploring with, what resonates with people, what they're looking for, and drawing in a variety of different people. So I'm bringing the art that I do with Artful Expressions through Owl's Nest, as well as movement practices and somatic healing, also looking at arts through an expressive, creative process instead of focusing on, what it is that we're all making.
Sarita says revenues generated from the thrift shop and other enterprises will go directly to financing DIY Community Health Timmins' community programs. The goal is to have the renovations completed by May or June. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
YMCA Immigrant Services in Sudbury recently created and published a cookbook for newcomers. It's designed to acknowledge the distance that can exist between kitchens of different cultures and aims to make that gap smaller. CTV's Alan Everson reports.
YMCA Immigrant Services in Sudbury has helped newcomers from 67 different countries since it opened 15 years ago. It assisted more than 700 newcomers last year.
You leave home and you need to feel good. You arrive here and you don't have nobody to ask anything. How you use SCOBA, how to go to grocery store, where you can find employment, maybe how you can do the registration at school, that kind of thing.
This cookbook is being given to each new family and includes recipes from around the world, bringing people together at the table.
if they see this cookbook, they can go to cultural market, they can go to the grocery store, understand better what ingredient they can use, and maybe try to do the same plate at home that they did at home country, and that help with mental health too.
Angelica Veloza is a dietitian who came to Sudbury from Colombia 2 years ago. She helped collaborate and coordinate the cookbook.
Depending on the country, there are many places where you can buy food. There are also different brands, flavors, names. So when you're here, you don't know how to start. You go to different places and the food looks different.
YMCA Immigrant Services is currently working on a new initiative to match volunteers with newcomers on their first visit to the grocery store or library. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
The city of North Bay has begun removing ice from Parks Creek between Marshall Avenue and Lake Nipissing to reduce what it says is the risk of localized flooding. Pedestrians and snowmobilers are being asked to use caution near Parks Creek during the work. To the OHL and a comeback for the Sudbury Wolves last night in Oshawa. The Wolves were down 4-1 going into the third and came back to tie the game. Adam Nemec playing the hero last night, scoring the game-winning goal with just 26 seconds left on the clock. The Wolves win it 5-4. Tonight, the other two northern clubs are in action. The North Bay Battalion will play host to the #1 team in the East, the Brantford Bulldogs, at 7 o'clock. The Sioux Greyhounds are on the road taking on the Windsor Spitfires. Puck drop there is 7:05. In the NOJHL, just one game on deck. The Greater Sudbury Cubs host the Sioux Michigan Eagles at Countryside Arena. Game time is 7:10. The NOJHL also announcing today the first place Cubs will take on the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners starting Thursday, March 19th at TM Davies Arena in Lively. The Cubs' first round will not be at Countryside Arena because the rink is hosting National U20 Curling Championships. More robots than cars? Is that a real possibility? When we return, we dig into the topic in our Tech Talk segment. You're watching First at 5. Some fascinating topics this week in Tech Talk. To break those down for us, let's bring in Ritesh Kotak, cybersecurity and tech analyst, and he joins us from Edinburgh, Scotland. Hi there, Ritesh.
Hello.
U.S. medical equipment company Stryker says a cyber attack disrupted its global networks. Tell us more.
It's not just the only company. There's been several organizations that have been hit and different groups taking responsibility for it. And this is something last week that the Canadian Cybersecurity Center actually warned us about. And that is an increase of cyber attacks that are going to be hitting critical infrastructure, different companies within North America, all because of the conflict. We have the war, a physical war happening, but on the flip side, you also have cyber warfare that's occurring at the same time. And think about it in three different buckets. The first one is an active attack on companies and critical infrastructure, trying to shut them down and disrupt them, because Stryker is a major medical manufacturer. They're the ones that make all the beds in the hospital and different medical equipment as well. And a hit to them obviously would have a ripple effect across the entire ecosystem. The second is misinformation and disinformation. It's just scrolling through our social media feeds and seeing information that's probably being pushed that may be leveraging deep fakes and just trying to manipulate a particular narrative. And the third one is the targeting of individuals as well, military families, journalists, individuals that may be covering the conflict. So this is just one element of a cyber attack that we're going to see, unfortunately, more of, and there's not much more we can do except protect our systems, have business continuity, and identify when something is fact or fiction.
A Canadian firm is gearing up for the next industrial revolution. More robots than cars. Is this a real possibility?
I personally believe that this is a real possibility. So there is a company in Ontario that's right now building out these humanoids. So it's not just a robot. It kind of has this human-like feel to it. And then when you incorporate artificial intelligence into it, so instead of programming something saying lift it from this part of, lift this bottle from this table, and everything being in the exact same location, what if that bottle moves? Well, now AI will be able to know the task is, okay, I need to get this humanoid or this robot to move this particular bottle, even though that bottle has moved. And we're going to start seeing that incorporated into advanced manufacturing. Right now, it's very difficult to scale. It's extremely expensive, but clearly with investment as time goes on, we're going to definitely see more of it.
Okay, Ritesh, very quickly. March is Fraud Prevention Month. What is the week's latest fraud tip to protect yourself?
So the latest thing that we're seeing is deepfakes. People that are using spoofed calls, which is calls with numbers that are legitimate but aren't, and changing their voice, pretending to be someone that they're not. So my tip for Fraud Prevention Month when it comes to these deepfakes is with your loved ones and your family members, have a secret phrase or a word that must be used. If you think the call is not legitimate, hang up and call the number in your address book. This is one thing that you can do that's simple, that will hopefully help you from becoming victimized from these types of advanced frauds.
Ritesh, thanks so much for your time. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ritesh Kotak joined us today from Edinburgh, Scotland. And to see more of our Tech Talk segments, head to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Our first community close-up is from Sudbury. Happy birthday to William Loss, who turned 100 years young today. William's son Mike told us William worked at mining company Inco, now Valley. William has 9 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. He was married to his late wife Frances for 66 years. Happy birthday, William. And still in Sudbury, Lockerbie Legion Branch 564 is holding a St. Patrick's Day Kaylee on Saturday, March 14th. It starts at 12 noon and runs until 7:30 p.m. The meal is bangers, Irish pork sausages and mash, along with dessert for $8. This is a great day to get your green on. And to Sault Ste. Marie, where the main branch of the public library is holding a March break event for teens and tweens. There's a workshop starting Monday for youngsters to learn to knit something practical, like a dishcloth. It begins at 10 a.m. and runs until noon. Don't forget to register. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National.